Hello there, this is Fi. Checking out Hangry Bear. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna give it a shot and see what we can give for feedback here. I've not seen anything past this screen. I don't know anything about this, what kind of game it is or anything. I did notice there's some kind of situation going on with the camera. The developer uploaded two different versions. One was a possible fix for the camera, and I downloaded the other one because I don't really understand the nature of this whatever issue this is. I don't know if it's going to happen for me or not, so I'm going to just see what happens with this version first. If I have to, I can download the other one, but at the moment I'm plugging in my gamepad just to see if that is going to work here. It looks like it works in the menu so far here. Go ahead and check out the options here. We got volumes, music. The music is quite loud. I turned it down a bit in the video capture here. It's for the sake of the video. I like the little bear in the background here. Oh, can you not see my mouse? Oh, there it is. Okay. Ah. All right. Just had to focus the window there. Does the mouse actually work at all in the menu? Oh. Okay, so the mouse doesn't work, or the keyboard does, clearly. So I guess we don't need that. I'm gonna see, this is Remap keyboard, if I, oh. Okay, I hit enter twice. I think I might have set one of the keys here. Chosen key for down. Well, I assume, oh, see, what was, I thought it was going to be up, right? It did down, left, right, and then I just automatically hit the up, but it was like jump, confirm, I think, something like that. Alright, I don't know what roll is. Can I hit escape? Alright, so, like up. Okay, up was the one that I skipped, that's why. When I hit enter before, so up, down, left, right, jump, confirm, I guess spacebar? Roll, I don't... Alright, so obviously this is an early state. One thing that's annoying about this is I kind of accidentally goofed this up before I even knew what the defaults were, so I don't know what the defaults were supposed to be set by the developer, so I'm kind of like wanting for something that I can reset the keyboard controls with, so I can properly play it the way it was intended, let's say. But in any case, I don't know if it's going to work with the gamepad or not. It doesn't seem like the remapping works with the gamepad at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and try it with the gamepad. Let's go try the tutorial. Oh.
Science Research Facility, operative number 2246798. First thing you need to know is your goal, your aim, your reason for existence. Follow the big red arrow and eat some fish. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
To do. Move around with the things that make sense. Something you need to know is you can't walk backwards. You're a bear, and bears don't really do that. You can also jump. You can only jump over small obstacles because bears can't jump very high. They're all the same height, so you'll know them when you see them. Then there's the rolling. You'll use this to smash crates which have time in them, because that's how time works. You'll get 3 seconds per crate, obviously. You can drop kick. Use this if you see human being people. It'll refill your turbo meter. It has to be a drop kick because bears can't punch. Hold the turbo button down to engage turbo mode. This will let you run quicker, because it's turbo. You can do a front flip. This will fill up half of your remaining turbo bar and also add some points. Naturally. Best thing to do is to just run around for a bit and get used to everything. Try it out for a while, being a bear. Once you feel comfortable being a bear, press the pause button and quit to the main menu. Have a good day.
Okay. Seems pretty simple. One thing I will mention is that it's really suboptimal to kind of present all the controls at once without providing context for the player to use them. If that makes sense. So generally the ideal thing to do is, you want to teach the controls one at a time, but you also want to present them in a context where the player needs to use them. So it's like, okay, this is the jump button, and then present them with like something to jump over and ask them to actually perform the action, and then they can do that. That's sort of like the level 1 tutorial, if you're going to do it, you know, quote unquote right way. So the alternative where you just kind of tell them all the controls up front, like we kind of did here, without providing, you know, the context and making them actually use them and stuff like that. What tends to happen is that you're kind of just relying on their ability to remember everything, like just raw information you just throw at them all at once, and that often doesn't work out. Certainly in my experience, I always, like, you know, forget like immediately forget some of the things, because it's like, okay, I'm picking out certain things that my brain is storing based on everything you just threw at me, and I'm spending my energy on those, and then whatever else just kind of gets left behind, you know what I mean, because I can't just do it all. So I guess we've got seems like tank controls kind of, but the camera does, it's kind of weird because the camera's moving with you except when you like stop, and then the camera doesn't want to follow when you turn left and right anymore. I'm not really sure why that would be the choice there. But once you're moving, at least at a certain speed, the camera's, oh, it's probably because the camera is set to follow your motion and not actually your facing direction. Because naturally, when I turn, it also changes the direction I'm moving, so that's probably what the camera's tied to. But yeah, I feel like it would just be kind of more consistent even if you stopped, if the camera was still turning around with you. I don't really see why you wouldn't do it that way. So we can jump, we can drop kick, we can roll. I don't remember what it said the roll is for. We have a dash. You can do front flip for, maybe it said for points, and you get, I don't know if you said you get time with it or something. Okay, so you have to roll you have to roll to break the boxes, but jump kicking the boxes doesn't do anything. It's just kind of counterintuitive. Oh gosh, it's quite hard to control also. Another thing I noticed, the dead zones are a little small on the thumbsticks. At least the left thumbstick. I don't think the right thumbstick is actually used, so there's a lot of inertia on your movement. But like, if I just try to just turn, like say for whatever reason I don't want to run, and I just want to stand in place and turn left and right, it's really easy to like accidentally start running because of the let's see, it's the vertical element of the thumbstick is being activated even though I'm just trying to push left and right. I don't know how to explain this better, but you know, you're not going to move the stick perfectly left and right. Such that there's zero vertical shift on the vertical axis on the thumbstick, right? So just has to do with how you implement the you know, reading the values from the thumbstick. So a way you can get around that is if you, how do you describe this? So you imagine like an X shape across the thumbstick, and you kind of set the left, right, up, and down into different regions, you know, that kind of thing, where it's the 90-degree region that's at the front of the stick direction would be your forward, and then the same region to the left would be your left, and you can kind of separate them out like that so that you don't end up with these kind of things. Wow, you can apparently... Okay, it's goofy. There's a guy over here. Anyways, yeah, so the movement is quite challenging. It's very inertia heavy. even with like turning left and right, it kind of feels pretty out of control. But yeah, it's a little weird that you can't drop kick boxes, but you can roll into them. Looks like the collision on them is a little generous. Yeah, it's pretty generous, I guess, because perhaps because of the controls being kind of challenging. But I appreciate that we have this area that doesn't appear to be time limited. For the sake of the tutorial, that definitely helps a lot. I've encountered some games where people try to like put time limits on the tutorial. You know, if you're making a time-based game, it can kind of make sense in your mind, I guess, to have some kind of time element when you're trying to teach the player. But like, it's a horrible idea in practice, because you end up kind of punishing them for not really knowing the stuff yet. So it's definitely appreciated that I can just screw around as long as I want to here and talk to you about nonsense. But on the other hand, I don't really entirely understand what the I guess there's an arrow here, right? That's what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, so the arrow is bringing me towards the fish. I think that's must have been what he said was the goal. Okay, so yeah, again, just throwing all that stuff at the player in text form. I mean, even with the voice acting, it doesn't really make that big of a difference in terms of just being hard to process all that new information simultaneously, rather than piecemealing it out and providing some context for the player to kind of experientially understand it. Is there an end to this though? Okay, the drop kick slows you down. What was the okay, that slows you down a little bit, but it said you get, oh my gosh, why am I having trouble just going straight? Oh, it's because of, okay, so I guess it's kind of the same thing I was talking about before, where the the way the stick input is being implemented, where if you move the stick just a little bit left or right, even though I'm just trying to hold it straight forward, if it's just a little bit off forward. I mean, there's definitely sort of a dead zone of sorts where it's like, it's not impossible for me to hold it perfectly straight by any means, but it is easy to be off just a little bit, and then once it's off, it goes like full blast, turning left or right. So it's just one of these things. It's kind of annoying. Also, you know, if you have you know, implement proper analog turning, let's say, that would be a lot better, a lot less worse, let's say. But yeah, is there an end to this, or? I'm guessing there isn't. So yeah, it'd be nice to have something indicating progress of some sort, or whatever in here to make it clear. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. It's kind of hard to, you can't really make fine adjustments very easily because of the lack of the analog being utilized here. So let me grab the keyboard here. Now with the keyboard, you expect it to, I mean, obviously there's no analog element, so it's kind of like making the little adjustments is a little bit more intuitive, right? Because you're just tapping the key. I don't remember what I set the buttons to be here. I forgot about the dash. Okay, so that burns the meter. Makes you go faster. Oh, you can stop super fast with the keyboard. What's up with that? I don't think I can do that with the gamepad, can I? Interesting. Let's try this just a little bit more. I guess we want to roll into these. We get more time when we roll into the boxes. Yeah, I can't get it to slow down and stop with the gamepad. I'm just, you know, trying to pull back on the thumbstick. It doesn't seem to do anything, whereas with the keyboard, if I press the down key, it definitely slows down a lot faster. Yeah, it's like really quick. You can even go backwards. Interesting. Even though it said you can't walk backwards. I guess it lied a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't think it's necessary to slow down too much, hopefully, so go ahead and go to quit. Let's try this out. There will be an image here which shows off the level, forest city, office, moon. Alright, so go. What on earth? Should you just always use the boost whenever you have it? Or is there some kind of thought you should put into like when to use it or not? I don't really see any reason why you would or wouldn't want to use it. I mean, obviously you want to use it to cut your time down, but I don't see anything that would Oh, that gives you boost back. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Gives you like a lot of boost though. Oops. Okay. Oh no, I got all messed up. That was weird. Yeah, it was kind of a buggy interaction how the bear kind of turned around at the end there. Obviously it's my fault for not jumping over the thing. I didn't like process it. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh, you're supposed to drop kick the people. Okay. I guess maybe the boost can help you with accelerating, like if you're not at top speed. Oh, it's a little hard to see the fish sometimes. They don't really stand out against the background sometimes. That explosion effect kind of covers up the animation of doing the drop kick, so you can't really visually see what's happening there. I feel like I should be able to interact with more in the environment, you know? It seems like we've only gotten these kind of small number of objects that are interactable. What? Excuse me? Why is there a giant crate that can't be rolled through? Oh crap. No! Okay. Alright, so I guess you just play for score. Is that the idea? That's fine. I think it's a little bit more in terms of like progression. I think it's a little more engaging when you have like instead of always just playing for score, if you have like an actual goal to aim for, you know, like get X fish in X amount of time kind of thing, and then you can kind of structure a lot more levels out of setting goals like that. And then of course you can get creative with other sorts of things. If you want to, you might be like add more different kinds of objectives or something. Could just be a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I definitely feel like what do we have? I mean, we have a little thing that we jump over, and that's fine. And then we have the boxes that we roll through, and then we have the people that we drop kick for some reason. I'm not sure why we drop kick the people. Other than, you know, for fun, but in terms of what that actually gives you, I don't remember. Maybe it's just points. But why am I like sitting inside of a Creepy cave. I mean, a bear in a cave makes sense, but this looks like it's like the inside of an organism or something. In any case, I feel like it seems like there's a lot of room for that to be more interesting, you know, to have like different stuff in the environment that you could like break through and stuff rather than just always be crates. You could say maybe it'd be tricky to, like, how would you differentiate between stuff that you can break and stuff you can't and that kind of thing? But probably ways around that. I mean, you could highlight them in a certain way, probably. You know, like give it like an outline or like render some sort of material or like particle effects or something to visually indicate objects that are breakable or something. Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot more you could do there with like different kinds of things you can interact with rather than just these are the two objects you can do stuff with, that kind of thing, you know. Kind of wanted to get that person. Oh no. Yeah, I'm having trouble. Oh, a little bit of trouble with the just turning with the thumbstick here. Maybe I should try the keyboard instead. You know, I feel like it feels intuitive that you could use that to go over things. You know what I mean? Oof. Oh gosh. Alright, the collisions with the wall are... it could be described as a little janky. It's sort of like easy to hit the wall multiple times, then it like slows you down more each time, I guess. All those weird things like racing games and stuff is like, how do you implement what happens when you collide with a wall? I don't really know the answer to that, but I think it kind of feels bad when you kind of bounce up against it multiple times instead of maybe just sort of sliding along it. You know what I mean? I appreciate the collision on the objects is quite large compared to the actual visuals and stuff. That kind of feels good. I'm gonna try with the keyboard instead of... I don't remember what all the buttons are, that's the problem. So, because I haven't been using... What is the... It's just gonna have to be me screwing around here for a bit to try and figure out the controls again. That's what I said jump to, and then that's your dash for some reason. So we've got drop kick, we've got dash, jump. Oh, okay, so the shift is roll. Oh, apparently I hid the UI somehow. There's some key on here is hiding the UI. Did I set that to control? Control is a weird choice. How did I hide the UI? What did I do? I'll start hitting all the keys here. Did I hide the UI? Or did it go away for some other reason? Whoop. No, I'm pressing all the buttons I can think of here on the keyboard, and even the escape key isn't doing anything. I don't know, maybe it's some kind of a bug, but... oh, there we go. So why doesn't the escape key work? Oh, you got pause on P, okay. I definitely recommend using escape for pause. It's kind of like, using the P key is kind of like what some games did like decades ago, but escape is just so universal now. I would I wouldn't deviate from that, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna try. The UI is still gone. What did I do? What on earth? Do I have to like close the game? I think I pushed all the keys on my keyboard at this point. Alright, let's try. I'm just gonna go ahead and try relaunching the game here, see if that makes a difference. Alright, just waiting for this to load up. Should be any second now. It does take a while to launch the game for some reason. Alright, I think I'm gonna try. Okay, go up, down, left, right, jump. What should I use for roll? Flip. Yeah, well, I chose some keys. Let's try that out. Here's my UI again. Don't know what happened there. I guess it must have been some kind of a bug because I couldn't undo what happened. Oh, I guess there's that camera thing that someone was mentioning. Interesting. I didn't see that before. Okay. There's my dash. That's the roll. There's the jump. I can't jump on other stuff. So clearly I'm going the wrong way. I'm trying to get used to the controls. Yeah, camera's definitely doing a little bit of weirdness here and there. Not that bad though. Well, it's annoying when it happens, but it's not that often, I guess, so. I guess being able to slow down actually does come in handy sometimes. Where do I go? What's up with this level design? Like, what? I'm not sure if I'm okay with this. Like, a gigantic dead end that I have to... Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I don't particularly like that. You have these gigantic walls that you have to go really far way around. I guess if you're really familiar with the layout of the level, you might have a better idea of where you are and where you need to go. But I'm just following the arrow, you know? That's the only direction I've been given here. So is this even... Do I have to go around this way? Well, let's give Office one more proper try here. Oh. Oh. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of reason not to do our little flipping action. It seems like it slows you down like the teeniest amount, and then you get quite a bit for using it. So it's kind of an interesting thing that. Just think of it as a game mechanic, I guess. Oops. I don't know. It's kind of fun to do, but it's like I almost wonder if it has to be there. You know what I mean? Because we're not really. It feels like the thing to do is just kind of just spam it whenever you're low on the boost and just kind of constantly use it. I don't know if that's the intended thing is just to use it as much as you want to or whatever, but interesting. So okay, escape key doesn't work. I guess we've seen most of the game so far, so maybe we can wrap this up. Yeah, I'm assuming that the gamepad controls are probably not very, let's say, there wasn't that much time put into them, maybe. The developer's probably using the keyboard. So, you know, probably just needs a little bit more attention put into the implementation of using the stick itself there, because it definitely feels kind of wonky right now. So, based on the keyboard controls, it works pretty good. It is pretty inertia heavy, like I said, but it kind of works, you know, a little bit like a racing game, you could say, in terms of the steering and everything. So I'd say it works out pretty well. And yeah, it's interesting. I just feel like, you know, it's a little bit light on different things you can interact with. Kind of like what I was saying before, how it just make a lot more sense, I think, if more of the stuff that you see in the level is actually stuff you can interact with, you know, instead of just staring around it and only having like 2 different things that you can kind of do anything to, I guess. Or 3, I guess, if you count the little ledges that you jump over. So yeah, I can imagine, you know, stuff like in the office, there's little tables and stuff that it looks, if you just based on, you know, intuition, it kind of looks like you could be able to jump on top of those and things like that. So it's like, I feel like there's also all sorts of room to just go into I guess making the mechanics that exist work in a more, I don't know, open-ended way. Is that the way to explain it? Where it's sort of, you know, instead of a jump that is specifically for one kind of thing, it's like a jump that can apply to multiple things. And same for everything else, you know what I mean? So maybe that makes sense. I feel like that would be the way to take this concept forward. As it is, it's interesting. Like I said before, it might be more interesting to have a little bit more to aim for in terms of progression than to only go for high scores. So, you know, it just feels nice, and it's kind of like a dumb thing that human brains work this way, but it's just kind of a nice thing if you can just have like a bunch of levels and it says, okay, just get this many fish, and then you get that many fish, and it says, good job, you did it. Then you go on to the next one. It's just that feeling of like having a set of goals and you can just complete them one after the other is kind of more rewarding than just always playing against your own high score, you know. But it's good to have both, but that's what I would suggest would be a way to go for sculpting more of a progression, and that would keep players engaged a lot longer, I imagine. Some players. So hopefully that was useful. It was pretty interesting. I did think it was fun. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one.